Hey, yo, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable Talk, and I am your host, C Money. And in today's episode, we are going to do an update episode. We are doing an update episode on hotspots in South Florida and food review South Florida. I came about doing this because a lot of the places that I've did episodes about has changed, or they may have, you know, disintegrated, where they're down or they're gone, and a lot of them have did a lot of revitalizing, gentrification, whatever you want to call it. So we're doing an update on what happened to these hotspots in South Florida and these food reviews in South Florida. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about that. So let's get into it. By the way, don't forget to check out our hotspots in South Florida segment videos, and also check out our history in South Florida as well, because a lot of the hotspots in South Florida is also history South Florida. And don't forget to check out our food reviews South Florida. I'm going to tell you hotspots in South Florida I created a few years back, to where I go around to a lot of spots, whether if it's amusement centers, shopping malls, places of interest, places that I visit, where it's something to do in South Florida, whether you're going to a arcade room or game room or family fun center, whether you're going to a popular shopping mall, whether you're going to a popular destination to enjoy yourself, wherever it may be, whether it's a clothing store or a museum, things like that, whether it's a venue for stuff like that. Food Review South Florida is, I go around to a lot of these mom and pop restaurants, not chained restaurants, not Burger King, McDonald's, and Checkers and all that, but mom and pop restaurants in South Florida that serve up local delights, and I do reviews of these restaurants. A lot of these people, I see a lot of people that do restaurants all around the countries and stuff, and other states and stuff. No, I do restaurants here in South Florida. So if you're ever in South Florida, you can check out these restaurants that I do a food review. Some of these restaurants are chained South Florida restaurants, like Miami Grill and stuff like that, and then some of them are just regular one standalone restaurant where they have maybe one location, maybe a second location. So there. And history South Florida is, I visit places that is historical, whether they're registered under the National Historical Places, or they are, history, where it's a park, or maybe a historical building or historical landmark, things like that. So that's what I do. I go around South Florida, from Palm Beach to Miami. When I say South Florida, we all know that South Florida means anywhere from Miami-Dade County, Broward County, and of course Palm Beach County. So, right now, let's get into it. We are going to start in Palm Beach County at a place that basically started all of my hotspots in South Florida. It was one of the few places that I've actually been to when I first started doing hotspots in South Florida. It is in Boca Raton, and if you know me from my first few segments of hotspots in South Florida, you know this place. It is called Boomers. That's right, Boomers. As you know, the Boomers Boca Raton was the first Boomers created. It was, a lot of the other places, like the one in Dania Beach that we did a video about, a lot of the other places have changed their name from their previous, location names to Boomers. But the one in Boca Raton was called Boomers when it first opened. Now, this place has not closed down on anything, but they has been reinvented, and I had the pleasure of participating in that reinvention. They now have a thing called Boomers Backyard, and this is not just with this Boomers, it's with all the Boomers. Boomer's Backyard is like an outdoor patio area Well, you know how when you want to rent a party room at local amusement centers where they have party rooms to do parties and stuff like that. That's basically what Boomer's Backyard is, but the only thing is, it is an outside area. I had the pleasure of doing it because about 2 years ago I did a birthday party for my nephew, and it only cost me $65. It was on a Friday, because on the weekdays it was $65 for the weekdays, Monday through Fridays, and on Saturday and Sunday it's $99 to rent, and it was amazing. It was amazing. My family, was there. My brother, my nephew's dad, and his stepmom, and my mom, and a couple other people was there. It was amazing. We had a fire pit. We had a TV, mounted in our area, because there's like different little sections where you can, you know, do, and you order it online, and it was amazing. And when we went, there was building more boomers backyards, and it's in areas that they was like don't have, which is empty space, so they started building, and they was building more. I haven't been since, but I will be probably visiting, and we probably will do an update video of the place, of boomers. So we'll probably be doing an update on that area. Now heading into Fort Lauderdale, or Broward County, I should say. Pretty much, I will be doing a video sometime, hopefully this week or sometime throughout. The swap shop is having a holiday carnival. I just saw it on social media, and I don't know exactly where that holiday carnival will be at the swap shop. Maybe it's at the old location for the where the Uncle Bunny's amusement park at. But I know I seen it. They have it. It says it's at the site of the swap shop. I don't know. I'll probably get more info. If I do, I will be doing a video sometime coming up about that. But I really didn't want to include this in the video because this is a limited, carnival and stuff like that or whatever. But yes, so no update on the swap shop. The swap shop is still there. But before we go to the swap shop, we got to go a little bit further north to Pompano Beach. I did a video a couple of years back of a known shopping place called Festival Flea Market Mall. That is in Pompano, which sits off of Sample Road, and it always Sample Road in the Turnpike. That used to be on TV off of Sample Road in the Turnpike. But it was said that they were supposed to be closing in May of 2025 of this year, because it's now December. And there is another person. If you are on Instagram, go follow Flashback South Florida. It's a Caucasian male. It's a white guy that does videos, and he goes around South Florida, preferably Miami and Broward County, Miami-Dade County and Broward County, and he goes to certain areas, and he does videos of several areas that had, in our mind, significant historical, memories. It may not be his history in the books, but it's history in our memories. And he did do a video of the Festival Flea Market Mall where it is now gone. The building still stands there, but it is set to be turned into a warehouse district. And I have a pleasure of following him, and I see a lot of his posts. If you've ever on Instagram, I don't know if he's on Facebook, but if you're on Instagram, follow Flashback South Florida. It's a great page. Several people that I follow as well that does historical information, not just here in South Florida, but also in the state of Florida and also in other cities and states as well. Because I follow a lot of people who does give you history on a lot of information on a lot of history throughout the United States, whether it's from Florida, South Florida, Georgia, California, wherever. I follow a lot of them because they give you history. But check them out, and you can check out the other ones. I don't know the actual page names, but if you do run across some historical pages, check them out. But yes, they are officially closed. Now I wonder what happened to the Dollar Tree, because there is a Dollar Tree that was connected um to the building of the Festival Flea Market Mall. Because if you've ever been to the Festival Flea Market, towards the end, the western end of the building, there was a Dollar Tree that sat there. And sometimes when I went to Festival Flea Market, I ended up going inside the Dollar Tree to go buy some stuff. Even though there was a dollar store inside the Festival Flea Market, I wonder. And not only the Dollar Tree, I wonder what happened to a lot of the businesses, because there was a guy in there that had a pickle stand that had different types of pickles, different flavors of pickles. And me and a colleague of mine from work was talking about it, and I was like, and I always wonder, like, where does a lot of these, when a lot of these businesses close, where do they go at? Because I know when they closed down the USA Flea Market, and we did a video about that, they had a saying that a lot of the barbers who was there at the flea market, a lot of them wanted to transition over to the North Side Shopping Center, which is like 2 or 3 blocks away, and they had Northside Shopping Center said, we have too many barber shops as it is right now. The only way you're going to actually come over here to Northside is if you will have to find a barber and actually rent a chair out of their barber shop here at the shopping center, because we don't want a lot of you barbers from the flea market to move over here, because we have too many barbers and too many barbershops. So they say, no, you will have to either find you another spot to go at, or you will have to move into somebody else's barbershop here. And I always wonder, like, where do these businesses go when they close down these venues? Like, remember I did a food review South Florida of All Star Pizza, which is also inside which was also inside of the Festival Flea Market. I'm gonna Google them and see where they're at, because a lot of these places, I wonder where they went and where they at. Are they still in business? Do they have to close down completely? There was a dollar store that I used to go to, and they sold. It wasn't just like a dollar store, but they sold. It was like a discount store, but it was a dollar store, but a discount store. And when I first started wearing glasses, they used to have inexpensive reading glasses, because this is not prescription, these are mostly reading glasses. And when I started wearing glasses, I first started going there, and the glasses was nice. They had a carrying case and everything. I used to buy them from there. But now I started getting my glasses from other places and stuff like that. Even though they are more better quality and more possible. When I started wearing glasses, I say I only need them for reading. I can still see without them, but it's just I need them for reading and stuff like that. So I started getting them. I got them from that dollar store there. And All Star Pizza is where I used to only get my pot. I used to go there for the calzones. Of course, I did a food review on them. And if you saw my food review, you know that it was a wonderful place. I don't know if they still exist. I will be Googling them probably after this episode, because I never really did any research on what happened to all the places that are there. And the Festival Flea Market was the only flea market mall that I knew that had a grocery store in there. And I had the pleasure of shopping in that grocery store a few times along with my mother, by myself and along with my mother. So they are now closed. The building still stands, but I don't know what happened to all of the stores. If anybody know what happened to all of the stores, let me know in the comments. Let me know anything, and let me know what happened to a lot of the stores. Now we're gonna go back in. We're still in Broward. We are going to go down to. I did a video of the swap shop and how they changed and everything. So we're not even gonna go to a swap shop, because I did a swap shop update where they took out the Uncle Bunny's amusement park, and the drive-through movie theater is not there no more. So we're not even going to talk about the swap shop, because I did an update video on there. We are going to go to Hollywood, Florida. Now Hollywood, I did two sections of Hollywood. Remember, I did a section of Dania Beach where the old boomers at, and they was doing a new shopping center called Daniel Point, which is a new shopping center that sits at the old Boomers amusement park there. And I also did a video of Oakwood Plaza, which was the home formerly of Six Flags Atlantis, the only water park that Six Flags owned, because you know Six Flags owned amusement parks that has rides and stuff, and this was called Six Flags Atlantis, which was their water park. And because of Hurricane Andrew, 1992, when Hurricane Andrew hit, the water park was so much extensive damage that they couldn't reopen it, and they closed down, and then it became what we see today, Oakwood Plaza. Now I did do a video on Oakwood Plaza. Now in that video, in the back side of Oakwood Plaza, there is something that is not there anymore. Go look at my hotspots in South Florida at Oakwood Plaza, and it's also history in South Florida as well. There was a movie theater called Oakwood Regal Cinemas Oakwood 18. The movie theater is now been demolished. You can also go to South Florida, Flashback South Florida, and he did a video over there as well too. And there are several others. I believe Only in Dade, which is another page that highlight certain things in South Florida, and I think they did one as well. But the movie theater was closed. I think when I did the video, I think the movie theater was still open, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember if the movie theater was open or not, but the movie theater has now been demolished. The reason for that, in Dania Beach, they opened up, the same company, which is Regal Cinemas, they opened up a 4D movie theater in Dania Point, which is across the street of Sterling Road, in the area where the old Boomers Park used to be at. So they opened up a 4D movie theater. Now, when they opened up the 4D movie theater, the Oakwood 18 movie theater was still operating, but I believe it was operating out of less people because they opened up a new 4D movie theater. Now, they started demolishing the movie theater earlier this year. A lot of people, including myself, had mixed feelings about this. A lot of people say they could have just kept the movie theater open and remodeled the movie theater to make it more better, because the Oakwood Plaza is in Hollywood. When you cross Sterling Road and go to Dania Point, you're in Dania Beach. Sterling Road divides Hollywood and Oakwood Plaza. Hollywood and Dania Beach, it divides it, because of course Oakwood Plaza is in Hollywood and Dania Point is in Dania Beach. So, and that's where, it comes around. Now, yes, so the Oakwood 18, Regal Cinemas Oakwood 18 movie theater has been demolished. By now, since it's towards the end of the year, it's probably already 100% demolished to where it no longer exists. So my thing is, if you've ever gone to Oakwood Plaza, the Dave & Buster's is still there, so you ain't gotta worry about that. You ain't gotta worry about a lot of that stuff. So Dave & Buster's is still there. There, as you know, there was a Kmart that used to be there. A lot of the stuff that's there is not there anymore. I think Big Lots is not there anymore. I don't remember when I did the video was Big Lots there, but I know a lot of the places, a lot of business they closed and stuff like that. So no more Oakwood Oakwood Plaza movie theater. Now you have to go to the Regal 4D movie theater at Dania Point and stuff like that. So it's been said that they added a Lucky Strike to Dania Point or Dania Beach. It's probably at Dania Point. I don't know if that's replacing the Bolero, because there was a Bolero bowling alley that was there, and I had the pleasure of going there with my family. So they say there's supposed to be a Lucky Strike there. We're gonna do a video on Lucky Strike because they have one in Miami and downtown, and we have a video to do at one of the spots there. Back into Broward. I believe that might be it for Broward. If I got any more, we'll come back to Broward. Now we're going into Miami-Dade. Let's start off with the mall at 163rd Street. Now, the mall at 163rd Street, I did a video of the mall, and I did, and this was a few years back. I did a mall, and I don't remember if I did an update of the mall, but I did do a video of 163rd Street Mall. Now the mall still stands and the mall still is open, but if you go inside of the mall, you can't do nothing in that mall. You can't even use the restroom in that mall. Um, I don't know if it was Flashback South Florida, but I know it was somebody that did an inside video of the mall. The area where the bathroom sits at, because there's only one set of restrooms. They have it blocked off, and that's the area in the back where the food court used to be at, and the escalator that used to take you up to Marshalls and stuff. They have that blocked off, and there is only 3 stores that I know of that's in there. The Family Belt, which is a kiosk that is inside the mall that sells belts, and I had the privilege of buying belts from them recently. There is an I Believe store, which is a uniform store. Now, the uniform store has changed to different locations inside their mall. At one point, there was a standalone in one of the locations. Then they took over the location that used to be, I forgot what it used to be. And now they're in the location where the City Trends was, because City Trends just recently closed their location inside the mall. So now the I Believe is inside of the location where the City Trends is at. And of course, you still have the Ross. And the Ross at a certain time of the day, they close their mall entrance, and you have to only enter from the other entrance, which is the entrance outside of the mall. But there was no food in that mall. The little kiosk food place that was there is closed. There is no restrooms in that mall. So literally, you're in that mall for nothing. There is a Metro PCS store that sits, but the entrance to that is also on the outside, because they do have a mall entrance, but they have a gate that closes. So you have to enter throughout the outside, and that mall is nothing. There's nothing in that mall, so that's an update. So if you go in that mall, you're only probably going there for your kids' uniforms, or you're going there for Ross. That mall, there are some stores that sit on the outside of the mall. You still have an H&R Block and stuff like that. That little outskirts of the mall, and then the parking lot has, little, the Foot Locker and stuff that sits outside. But that mall is 99% dead. Yeah, because you have the 1% because you still have the Ross and stuff like that. But that mall is 99% dead. And when I say when you go in there, it is sad. And I would have guessed that they would have tried to revitalize the mall to make it more of a shopping. Because, like I said, back in the 90s, in the 80s, and the early 2000s, 163rd Street Mall was the hot spot. I visited a lot of times. That was the hot spot. People used to go there. Now, it's a dead zone. And I hope that they revive this place. And I hope that it gets revived. And I hope that it gets pushed up to where it's it comes to something. Now we're gonna go further into the South End. I just recently seen the post, and Lord Jesus, this is hurting my heart. That at the end of December, which is this month, Game Time, which is at the Shops of Sunset Place, will be closing its doors for good. I don't know if they're going to be moving to another location or whatever, but they will be closing their doors, because if you seen my video, I did 2 videos. I did of hotspots in South Florida. I did a video of Sunset Place, and I also did a video of Sunset Place at night. And if you see my video, it is a dead zone. The only thing that's still standing at the Sunset Place is the movie theater and Game Time. And there are a little bit of shops that are in there, and then there's a music school that is there too, called School of Rock. But somebody posted on social media that Game Time will be closing its doors, which was formerly known as GameWorks, will be closing its doors at the end of this month. And there is it's not a rumor, it's confirmed that they will be gentrifying and rebuilding Sunset Place into something else. I think it's to a condominium high rise or whatever, that they're going to be closing Sunset Place and making it into something else, where maybe condominiums, maybe apartment complex. I don't know what they're going to be doing. I know they're going to be closing it and remodeling it. And it is going, and game time will be closing. And I told myself, because recently I misplaced my game time card, and I told myself, and I was going to try to do a video. I said I wanted to go and do a video, and I say, me, even if I did have a game time card, it would have been like, it's no purpose, because Game Time has several locations. They were supposed to have one in Broward at the Broward Mall, but that never got through because there was rumors, and they did say coming soon. They was going to be coming soon to the Broward Mall, but they never would. I believe where the old Sears used to be at the Broward Mall, but that never got on the way. So that them plans got scratched, and of course they were supposed to be, and they have several other locations throughout Florida. They have one in Tampa, I believe, and they have some in several some other locations in Florida. But Miami was the only South Florida location. So now I'm wondering, is they're going to move their location somewhere else in Miami, or is that they're going to be closing for good? So if anybody know any information, now if you go on the Game Times website, they still are promoting the Miami location. They're not saying, hey, and we're not closing, we're closing in the December 31st, or we're closing at this day or whatever. They're not saying that they're closing. So, but I did see that somebody posted on social media that Game Time Miami will be closing at the end of December. So I don't know how true that is, but if you have any information, let me know. So that's one thing. And also, of course, Sunset Place will be closing their doors soon. I don't know when. So I don't even know what's going to happen to the movie theater as well, because there is no talks of the movie theater being closed down. The last time I went to that movie theater, I did a video, of course. Recently, me and my mom went to go see the re-premiere of The Wiz, the movie starring Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, and they did a limited time movie screening of The Wiz inside the movie theaters, and me and my mom actually went to Sunset Place to go see the movie at Sunset Place, and it was amazing. I did a video of it. As you know, the AMC movie theater ticket booth is no longer in service. You have to go inside the movie theater at the customer service desk to actually either purchase your tickets or redeem your whatever. Redeem kiosk is still there, but you could redeem. The self-service kiosk is still there if you want to purchase your tickets through the self-service kiosk next to the ticket booth. Yes, because the ticket booth is on the second floor and the movie theater is on the third floor. So if you want to purchase your tickets in person, you will have to go inside the movie theater to purchase your tickets. I just buy my tickets online, so it's much convenience and so like that. So that is another place that is set to close. I hate to see it close and a lot of stuff. Oh, and now going back to Broward, I just remembered. I did do a video of this place called Extreme Action Park. I'm going to do another video of there because that was one of the very first few videos I did of hotspots in South Florida. They have rechanged. The venue still is there. I had the pleasure of visiting last year in 2024, and they added some new attractions to the place. They added some new games and stuff like that. So I will be doing an update on that location and on that venue. And there are other places that has been updated and things like that. So we're going to be doing update videos. But I just wanted to give y'all an update on a lot of the stuff that's going on. I did a video about the Miami Seaquarium closing. I did a lot of videos of other places. So if you have any South Florida places that that is that has changed and or that is closing, feel free to comment at the bottom of this page if you have memories of anything that I have said in this video. There's also a food review place that is closed, and Our Poppy's Kitchen. Remember, I did a food review of Our Poppy's Kitchen, and they recently closed their doors because I tried to order from Uber Eats, but they closed their doors and I couldn't order from them. And also, it's because somebody did a video that they closed because something happened with the government not giving them money and stuff like that. I'm going to go and I'm going to do a short video of the location because it's a sign that sits outside of Our Poppy's Kitchen that says that the government or the county or something, they didn't get their money or something like that. So they're temporarily closed, but they will be opening back up soon, hopefully, because I get my lovely food from there, because that's one of the only soul food restaurants that I know that delivers to Uber Eats. Because I tried to order from them one time, and I was like, I came home from work, and I was like, oh, I want me some of Poppy's Kitchen, and you know, and I normally get them on like on a Sunday, and I was like, oh no, and then it was closed. So if you have any food reviews or any places that have closed down or that has been remodeled, let me know. Comment at the bottom of this page. Also, email me roundtable00@yahoo.com. Let me know what you think of these places. Do you agree with these places being closed down or being remodeled? Do you disagree? Let me know. We're going to do another update video pretty soon of a lot of these locations, and we're probably going to do a video of showing you these locations within the near future. This is the Roundtable Talk. I thank y'all for watching. Like I said, don't forget to check out my hotspots in South Florida. Don't forget to check out my history in South Florida, and also check out my food review in South Florida. And if you want, you can also check out Traveling with the Roundtable as well. Email me roundtable00@yahoo.com. I thank y'all for watching. As always, stay safe, stay blessed. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.